130. Overview of personal health and its significance for elderly men. Vitality has a direct impact on his disposition, level of everyday energy, and even his readiness to savor the little things in life. When intimacy is a constructive aspect of his daily routine, it can play a significant role in maintaining his sense of well being over time. The effect of endorphins released during pleasure is comparable to that of moderate exercise. These organic compounds lessen muscular soreness and even typical joint discomfort by promoting a feeling of lightness and contentment that lasts for hours. Regular intimate encounters can also help maintain blood pressure in later years, preventing cardiovascular issues. Sleep quality around 12:30 is another crucial element. Intimate activities that promote undisturbed sleep have an effect on mental health. Maintaining an active lifestyle and taking part in enjoyable activities helps people feel more connected to life and avoid depressing and apathetic feelings. Even while routine can appear tedious, having satisfying moments that strengthen emotional ties gives one a sense of purpose and contentment, necessary elements for balanced and healthy aging. Communication and cleanliness are crucial. 345. Mental health and welfare. The importance of intimacy and mental health for a comfortable and healthy experience. Intimate region skin becomes more sensitive and prone to irritation with age, necessitating special attention to avoid inflammation and infections. Sweat buildup, dead skin cells, and other residues can promote the growth of fungus and bacteria. Using neutral soaps and carefully drying the area are essential for maintaining the balance of bacterial flora and lowering the likelihood of problems like Bonte's communication with a partner. Also has a significant impact. Intimacy is safer and more pleasurable when preferences are communicated, limits are established, and expectations are aligned. Talking about cleanliness practices is also important because both partners need to take the right precautions to prevent cross infections. In order to prevent discomfort, small factors like maintaining clean nails and avoiding unpleasant products nearby are crucial. Getting frequent medical exams, especially in relationships that are steady, is another important factor. Frequent checkups with the doctor guarantee that any alterations are identified. Intimacy strengthens ties and increases relationship pleasure in 1400. Early interpersonal health involves more than just enjoyment. It also entails caring for oneself and honoring the health of both partners. When it comes to intimate wellness, every little detail counts. Little adjustments can have a significant impact, whether in tissue, circulation, immunity, flexibility, or even self-confidence in men. Limitations and comprehension are not necessary for maturity. A happier and more fulfilling intimate life is made possible by understanding how specific stimuli contribute to well-being. Saliva's natural hydration offers advantages that frequently go 530. Benefits to physical health. Unnoticed cardiovascular health and fitness that contributes to intimate skin protection. Did you know about this effect? Share your thoughts on the subject by leaving a comment. Your support ensures that more people have access to crucial information regarding male health and helps to strengthen this channel if you find this content helpful, such as the video. Other videos with vitality maintaining advice for later life can be found on this channel. Watch now to learn how making small changes to your daily routine can improve your quality of life. Additionally, if you haven't already, use this chance to subscribe so that you may continue to receive content that genuinely affects change. I'll see you under the next circumstances. This habit may out to be a surprising ally in preserving personal well-being. The fourth advantage extends beyond one's physical appearance. Over time, a lot of guys start to question their own intimacy and worth. Self-confidence may be impacted by changes in the body, a drop in hormone levels, or even a fall in relationship attraction. In this situation, oral intimacy can be crucial for sustaining a relationship with a partner and enhancing the sense of desire. Beyond words, the human brain reacts directly to touch and pleasure, triggering parts linked to emotional stability and well being. Dopamine, a neurotransmitter linked to emotions of reward, is released in response to arousal from this kind of encounter. 715. Longevity, how intimate relationships contribute to a longer life. This inherent bodily chemistry improves self worth and fights emotions of inadequacy. There is also a significant psychological component. In older life, feeling wanted and attractive boosts self esteem. Many men think that becoming older makes them less attractive. However, this belief erodes during enjoyable and impromptu exchanges. This emotional affirmation has a beneficial effect on a man's general well being by influencing not just his sexual life, but also his self perception in other spheres of everyday life. The fifth advantage is closely related to how stress affects men's health over time. Daily worries, obligations, and even the cognitive decline of aging itself. The negative effects of intimacy on brain function might lead to a lot of stress. The issue is that long-term stress causes cortisol levels to rise, which in turn damages blood flow, lowers testosterone production, and disrupts the rectal response during sexual stimulation. Dopamine and serotonin are two examples of the neurotransmitters that the body releases to encourage calm and well-being. This effect can help counteract the harmful effects of stress on the body by lowering cortisol levels and promoting a mood of mental calm. Furthermore, the feeling 9 o'clock cognitive function. The effect of intimacy on the brain. Pleasure stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system, which lowers blood pressure and slows the heartbeat to encourage calm. Over time, men who experience ongoing emotional stress may find that they become less sensitive. The body reacts similarly. When the mind is overworked, intimate encounters by releasing this tension enhance the body's natural processes to avoid airborne problems and preserve a fulfilling personal life. The body's ability to fight off illnesses is the sixth advantage. The immune system may become less effective with age, leaving the body more susceptible to infections and inflammation. This natural protection is weakened by stress, poor sleep, and decreased physical activity. Nonetheless, during physical touch and arousal, romantic relationships trigger a number of physiological processes that fortify immunity. Hormones like oxytocin and serotonin are released by the body, and the immune system increases the protective benefits of physical closeness by lowering cortisol levels. This is important because too much cortisol inhibits the development of white blood cells, which are the cells that fight bacteria and viruses. Furthermore, research indicates that enjoyable and restful periods enhance the release of immunoglobulin, a crucial antibodies that guard against respiratory and 1045 immune system boost, the defenses against intestinal infections from physical intimacy. The improvement in sleep quality following an intimate time is another important factor. Deep relaxation is a natural propensity that encourages more restorative sleep cycles. Since the body heals itself and creates vital defense cells when we sleep, getting enough sleep is directly related to having a stronger immune system. Beyond the emotional and physical, there is a seventh advantage: preserving a man's quality of life and his body image. Furthermore, a lot of men are unaware of how oral sex might affect their general health. There is more to this exercise than fleeting enjoyment. It directly affects how the male organ functions, particularly when it is mature. The suppleness of circulation tissue and even the avoidance of frequent aging-related problems are enhanced by appropriate stimulation. Beyond only the physical, the advantages also affect immunity, general well-being, and male confidence. However, these specific elements need to be taken into account in order to obtain these favorable outcomes. I'm Carla Conti, a urologist who has spent years educating men about the condition of their intimate areas. I'll be sharing important details today on how this exercise can actually benefit the body and the mind. These 7-12-30 sleep quality, using intimate activities to get a good night's sleep, unknown advantages that have a significant impact on preserving health and quality of life as you age. Make sure you have previously subscribed to the channel before proceeding to avoid missing any more health and sexual education advice. If you think this issue makes sense, please like the video and leave a comment to join the conversation. Your feedback is essential for us to deliver even more helpful information, regardless of whether you agree with the content or not. The first advantage has to do with something that is necessary for the male organ blood to function properly. 345 Mental health and wellness. The connection between intimacy and mental health. Blood arteries become less elastic with age, which reduces the effectiveness of blood flow to this area. This may result in discomfort as well as stiffness issues. The good news is that during intimate contact, oral stimulation can assist in naturally reversing this circumstance. Nitric oxide, a substance that causes blood vessel dilatation, is released in response to arousal. The organ's tissues get more oxygen and nutrients as blood flow rises. This maintains tissues healthy and functional, in addition to enhancing aerial responsiveness. Consider it a river. The banks will remain alive and fertile if the water flows smoothly. However, if there are obstructions, the flow is reduced, and 14 relationship contentment, fortifying connections. The land in the body starts to dry out and solidify as a result of intimacy. Intimate health is directly impacted by this silent process. Blood flow is kept active with the right stimulation, preventing frequent issues associated with aging and preserving the area's vitality. Are you interested in strengthening your relationship and reviving your SX life in the digital book? Rediscovering Healthy Sexuality and Intimacy. You will find helpful advice on rekindling desire, conquering obstacles, and strengthening emotional ties after the age of 60. Find out how making minor adjustments can improve your romantic life by clicking the link in the first pinned comment. The second advantage has to do with how adaptable the tissues of male organs are. Changes in its internal structure over time may limit its capacity to grow. This occurs when stiff fibers are deposited as a result of inadequate blood flow, a condition called fibrosis. Less elastic tissue, a delayed reaction, and possible stiffness problems are the outcomes. And key factor in preventing this syndrome is oral stimulation. Repeated contractions and increased blood flow during stimulation serve as a form of natural aerial tissue physiotherapy. This procedure aids in cell 530 maintenance. Advantages for physical health. Cardiovascular fitness and health promotes suppleness and inhibits the formation of stiffened regions. Consider a rubber band that you use on a daily basis. Regular stretching keeps it flexible. However, it may lose its elasticity and possibly shatter when abruptly pulled into the body if worn for an extended period of time. In the absence of appropriate stimulation, the same idea holds true. Rigid tissues can lessen their innate reaction to regular, healthy exchanges. Over time, performance restrictions are avoided since the structure stays operational and active. The third advantage is to protecting the skin in the intimate region as it ages. The skin becomes more vulnerable to dryness, irritation, and infections. The genital area's natural defenses may deteriorate, leaving it more open to pathogens that cause discomfort and inflammation, including the more prevalent male condition balanitis. Over 50. Saliva, which is sometimes underappreciated, includes antimicrobials and enzymes that aid in balancing the bacterial population and halting the expansion of pathogenic microbes during oral stimulation. When these enzymes come into touch with the skin, they can aid in lowering the number of dangerous germs. It functions similarly to how tears in the eyes lubricate and shield the surface from outside influences. Saliva's inherent moisture content can also help hydrate the skin, avoiding dryness and tiny pores that could eventually form. By lowering excessive friction, the lubricant produced during this interaction shields the epidermis and promotes stronger, healthier skin. How intimate connections, when maintained with appropriate cleanliness, contribute to a longer lifespan is discussed in 715 Longevity. Green.